and action! Welcome to TRE.
Okay, don't touch that. Great, so you've all done TRE before? Yeah. Which is brilliant.
Yeah.
It's really brilliant. I think it's the first group I've had that like every single person has done it. So we will start from the beginning. And tonight we're going to be focusing on interventions. So what an intervention is when you are in the shaking position, like the very last position. I will be helping you out a little bit, or just asking, maybe moving something or asking you to put your hands somewhere or something like that. It'll be more involved than the last. Okay? So any questions? Great, we'll get going. So first exercise is focusing on your feet. So 2 feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. And you are going to put all of the weight into your left foot, feeling into all of the sole of that foot before coming over to the right. And we're going to go from the left to the right and the right to the left. You can close your eyes if you wish, keep them open. Doesn't matter, spine straight. All of this is in your feet. So you bring all of your awareness and all of your attention down to your feet, really feeling into the foot, making sure you're going from left to right and right to left. Left to right and right to left. You can go a bit quicker, Susan. Working into the feet and working into the ankles. Great, and shake your feet up, if you like. And we're going to move up into the calves. For the calves, it's really nice if you have something to hold just for support. You don't have to, but it makes it easier. And I'll demonstrate first. So we're going to start on the left foot. You're going to put all of the weight of your body onto your left foot. And you're going to pick up the right foot behind. So you can just have a look at me first, just to rejig your brains. So putting all the weight onto our left foot, we're lifting up the right foot. Now, this is the key. Listen. Heel up, heel down. Heel up, heel down. When we come down, there's none of this. Down, swing the toes up. None of that. Heel up, heel down. Heel up, heel down. We're working on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is you feel nothing, and 10 is like extreme pain. So we're looking for a 6. That it's you're starting to feel it, but it's not fatigued and it's not burning. You just switched it on. Okay, you can turn it. So bring all the weight of your body into your left foot. Picking up the right foot behind. And then lifting the left heel off the ground. Bring the left heel back down. Left heel up. Left heel down. Left heel up. Left heel down. Yeah, so find something so you can balance. And continue at your own pace. You can keep a slight bend in the knee, so not to lock the leg. And we're looking for that 6. So everybody's going to reach 6 at a different time, because you've all had different days. Maybe somebody's been climbing a mountain, maybe someone's tired from being at a Christmas party last night. So once you've reached that 6, you can give it a week. And you can shake that foot out. As always, Mona, trooper. Always. You good? Yeah. So we're going to go on to the next foot. So bring all the weight of your body into your right foot. Bending the right leg. Picking up the left heel behind. Now, this action, pick the right heel off the ground. Right heel up, right heel down. Right heel up, right heel down. And you're going to continue like this until you reach a 6. keeping a bend in your standing leg. Heel up, heel down. Very good. Heel up, heel down. Doesn't really matter what speed you do it at. This repetition that will work into the calf. Wonderful. So now we're working further up the legs. So we'll take a break there. We'll just shake that out there. We'll finish our Mona. We'll just shake it out and we'll move on up. Okay? So in this position, you're going to watch me first. You are bending at the knees and you're folding forward. You're going to put your hands flat in front of you. Now, if you're not able to reach the ground, no worries, it's not important. If you can, placing your hands flat in front of you, and you're going to put all the weight of your body onto your left foot, all the weight of your body onto your left foot. You pick up the right leg behind, and the action of this is hip to sky, hip to sky. My knee comes back to where I started, hip to sky, hip to sky. I'm not coming all the way down when I come down. It's literally my knee, my leg starts bent, hip to sky, hip to sky. Again, we're looking for a 6 here. When we're finished, we're going to place the foot back down, bending the knees, placing the hands on top, and just pushing with your hands until your spine is straight, and then making your way up. And then we'll switch to the opposite leg. So if you're not able to reach the ground, we can use the couch, or this. You don't have to come all the way forward. The movement we need is in the hip. It's nothing really to do about the full move forward. Okay, so we start, and if you see that you need an adjustment, take that into your own hands. Do what's best for you and your body. So folding forward, bending the knees, feet are hip width apart, bringing all the weight of your body into your left foot, hands are down on the ground, and hands are there for support. You're not putting any weight on it, it's just supporting your frame. All the weight of your foot, and bring it into the heel of that foot. And then lifting the hip to the sky, and back to where you started. Hip to sky, hip to sky, hip to sky. Taking the weight off of your hands, head, neck, shoulders hang heavy. Head, neck and shoulders hanging heavy. And bringing all the weight back into that heel. And again, we're looking at a 6. So a 6 is where you know you're working it. It's not tired, it's not painful.
Should the foot be straight so you feel it in the hamstring?
Should the foot be straight?
Yeah, I mean, should you lock out the knee?
Your foot should be flat on the ground.
Sure, but when you come up, should you lock out the knees?
You
so
can,
you
yeah.
feel it in the
You
hamstring?
can, yeah. But keep your heel on the ground. You're lifting your heel. Keep your heel on the ground. There you go.
Oh.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, nice one. How are you doing?
I don't remember what to do.
You can't remember too? Okay, no worries. So pulling forward, putting all the weight onto your left foot.
Left foot?
Yeah. So these are they're there to be pretty. We're not putting any weight in them. Picking up the right foot. Put all the weight onto the left heel. Now hip to sky. So there's bend in this knee. Now you're going to do hip to sky. Push your hip to the sky, and then come back to the starting position.
Is that push it?
Push this hip. This hip.
Oh god, I can't do that.
This hip. You can use the table. You can do this. Yeah.
I don't want to.
No worries, no worries. There's many exercises. So we're going to move on to the next leg. Yeah. So Katrina, are you still on the same leg, or have you moved on?
What?
Is that your second leg or first
Yeah,
leg?
my second leg.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so we're going to start on the second leg. So again, folding forward here. Putting all the weight onto your right foot. So maybe have a look at me again, because a few of you were confused with the heel. Okay, putting all the weight onto your right foot. Head, neck, shoulders hang heavy. My hands here are just looking pretty. They're just for structure. All of my weight is on my foot. To help you put the weight into your heel. Okay, everything is staying down. The only movement, just like the last exercise, was the heel up, down. The only movement you have to focus on is your hip. Hip, sky, take all the weight into your right foot, keeping a bend in that standing leg, picking up the left leg behind you. All the weight of your body is in your standing foot. Take the weight out of your hands. Weight out of your hands. So the hands are there just looking pretty. Head, neck, shoulders, hanging heavy. Do it slowly. Do it slowly. Slowly, slowly. So you can put your hands back.
Well, I'm putting the weight on the
That's okay. That's okay. You're not playing all your weight. Just keeping your focus on your foot. Yeah. And then hit this guy. Lovely. Slow, slow, slow. Hold it when you come up. And go down. Stop. Okay, go up. Come down. Don't go further than my hand. Go up. Come down. Go up. Down. Up. Down. Do you feel it more? Yeah. Here. You guys see?
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful. And you shake that up all over. How does that work for you?
What's
I'm a bit more serious tonight.
challenge?
Okay, right. So the next position we are going to work into the inner thighs. So our feet are hip width apart, and we are going to. So you're gonna watch me first. You're gonna fold forward. It's more helpful if I turn sideways for you guys. Yeah. So feet are two to. So we're not going huge, and we're not going really small. We're just doing a nice spread of the legs, and keeping a bend in the knees, and we fold forward. Here our hands come to rest if they can. They don't have to. If you're here, that's totally fine. Head, neck, and shoulders hanging heavy. And here we're just going to stay for a period of time. I will tell you when we're going to. Actually, I won't tell you when you're going to. You're going to take self-responsibility. Okay. Some of you might take 3 breaths. Some of you might take 5 breaths. You feel into your body. It will take longer for some bodies to tire. Do not be a hero. Be very gentle with your body. Very gentle. Okay? So if you feel, because some people might take 5 shallow breaths, other people will take 2 long breaths, and it's the same period of time. So you come forward. You take a few deep breaths, hanging. Head, neck, and shoulders hanging. Knees slightly bent. Then when you've taken a few breaths here, you're going to make your way over to the left. Now what we're watching out for here is our knees. Our knees are pointing forward like lights in a car. So when we're walking our hands over, our knees are not coming like this, which they'll want to, or even just a little bit. Your job when you're walking, the hands is so easy. Your hands will come, no problem, you don't have to think about it. Think about your knees. I will cue you again. Knees pointing forward like lights in a car, you walk the hands. Now it's not like yoga where we want to go all the way over here and sure you're getting a lovely stretch, but that's not the point. You're just coming over to your foot, that's enough. We're just looking for a very slight activation. After you take the same number of breaths as you've taken in the center, again, you're going to focus on your knees, that your knees are pointing forward like lights in a car, head, neck, and shoulders hanging heavy, and walking over to the right. And hanging here, taking the same number of breaths as you've taken previously, before walking to the center, and walking your hands through, turning your fingers around and behind and hanging. Here we're going to be working into the lower back. And we'll just rest here. Now to come up, because you've been down for quite a while, so there's a lot of blood in your head. You can come up at any point in time. If you feel a bit lightheaded or if you don't feel good at all, come up at any time. Take responsibility. Walk your hands forward. Toe, heel, until your hip width apart. Bend your knees. Place your hands on top of your legs. Push off your legs so your spine is straight. And then come. Slowly. It should not be like this. It's not good. Okay? So be gentle. This is all about being gentle with your body. You're opening up communication. The more gentler you are with your body, the more receptive it will be. Ah, you're listening to me. I want to share what I have to say with you. So be gentle. So taking moderate legged stance, so 2 to 3 feet apart. Bending at the knees. And because you're all going to be going at different paces, I will be cueing it, but you do it at your pace. Okay? So bending at the knees. You don't like the...
No, but just more space to move when I move around my...
Sure.
Would you prefer me to be there?
Well, it would be better so I can keep an eye on you. But you can do it like this if you want.
If you're there, I'll be fine.
But if you feel more comfortable,
That's
with it,
okay.
it's
I'll be able to space.
So 2-3 feet apart. Bending at the knees. Yeah, it's very hot over there.
Sorry.
And you're doing exercise. Aerobics. Folding forward. Lovely. So hands might hang, they might reach the ground. The main thing here is head, neck and shoulders hang heavy, flopping. And begin to take a number of deep breaths, whatever feels good for you. Breathing into the belly. We're not flopping here, it's a very steady hang. And after a few breaths, you're going to pay attention to your knees. Like lights in a car, they will continue to point forward as you walk your hands over to the left. We don't want to go too far. And begin to take the same number of breaths as you have taken in the center. So walking your hands over to the left, keeping a bend in your knees. And when you're walking your hands over to the left, making sure your knees are pointing forward like lights on a car. When you have taken the same number of breaths in this position, you are going to walk your hands over to the right, paying attention to your knees. Your knees remain pointing forward. Your head, neck and shoulders hang heavy, resting heavy. So your hands walked over to the right, not the center. Hands walking over to the right, lovely. Knees are pointing forward. When you have taken the same number of breaths here, you are going to walk your hands back to the center, turning your fingers around and walking your hands through your legs. And again, taking the same number of breaths, relaxing your head, neck and shoulders, allowing them to be heavy. So that's it, walking your hands through. When you are ready to come up, you walk your hands forward. With your feet, you are going to toe, heel, until they are hip-width apart. When they are hip-width apart, you will bend your knees generously, placing your hands just on top of your knees. And like your hands are a lever, you're just going to push off, keeping the spine straight, lovely, very slowly, being very gentle with ourselves. And standing on up, lovely. So you went back through?
Yes.
Yeah, and now you can come up. So bringing your feet, heel, toe together until they're hip width apart, bending the knees, bring your hands on top of your knees, and slowly coming up, slowly side. Great. Okay. How was everybody? Great. Okay, so next exercise we're going to be working into the psoas muscles. This is the last exercise before we get to the wall. So this exercise is hip width apart again, hip width apart. And we're going to have a much more generous bend in the knees here. So lovely bend in the knees. In this position, we're going to be placing the palms of our hands flat on the crevice of our back. For some people it's higher, for some people it's lower. You'll find a dip in your back where your hands can sit. You're going to roll your shoulders around and down your back And you're going to bring your elbows together. Your knees are going to keep this lovely bend. You're going to imagine like there's a string pulling your chest up, not out. It will automatically go out, but the movement is up. Okay? The last thing with your pelvis, you're going to tuck it under. See? Under, totally under, and that'll activate your front. Okay? If you can't feel anything, bend a bit deeper with your knees. Make sure to roll those shoulders around and down your back, elbows together. So I'll take that from the top again. Okay? Right, so feet are hip width apart, and I'm just bring it a little bit closer. Lovely. A little bit closer. Alright then. Shoulders around and down your back. So you bring your hands, find that lovely crevice on your back. Your shoulders going around and down your back, and your elbows are coming together. You're going to try press your elbows together. There's a string pulling your chest up, up, up to the ceiling. Lovely bend in your knees, much more than we've done before. And the last but not least, the pelvis is tucking under. I really want that pelvis to come under, as much as you can. Lovely. You're trusting it forward. Can you feel this here? Great. So, like last time, you're going to take as many breaths as you did last time. That's your breath count, okay? So we're here and we take that many number of breaths. Now, while you're in that position, I'm going to cue the next, so you can watch me. Coming over to the left, we're going to be moving the right hip over to the left. Our knees are going to stay in the same position. So moving the right hip over, but the knees stay the same. The knees will want to come, but try to keep the knees back. And we're moving the hip. So we're twisting all of that top body from the hip going up to the shoulder. Okay.
Yes.
And we keep looking ahead?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, your head will naturally turn when you go. Yeah. And then you're taking the same number of breaths there. You're then going to bring your left hip over to the right. Paying attention to your knees. Your knees are pointing forward. Your knees, your knees are pointing forward, like lights in the car. Only your hip is moving. Only your hip. Yeah. So. Yeah. And then when you've done that, coming back to the center, and then straightening out. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
Yes, no worries, yeah.
Okay. You can relax it now. Relax it. So coming back to center, and then shaking all your body out. All your body. So the last one, we're going to come up against the wall. Just going to check if it's still recording. So some of us will be against the wall, and some of us won't be. But it's all okay because we're working with the same muscles. So I'm going to start with the ones who will be up against the wall.
Put it on top. Yeah, when should I do that?
Yes.
3 spaces pushed.
3 spaces.
Yeah.
But just have a look at me first. I'm trying to find out what to show you so you can all see me. Maybe I'll just lean against this for a second. Alright, so we're going to take 2 steps. So 1 foot, 2 foot, and that's the distance we'll be from the wall. Now to get back to the wall, we're going to bend our knees. With our hands, we're just going to find the wall behind us, and then we're going to sit down with our sacrum, sacrum bone. That's what's, so go 1, 2, reaching the hands behind, and trying to find a place to put that sacrum. Mine's a bit lower just because there's only particular shelves, otherwise I'll be in the box. And when you're in this position, make sure you can see your toes. If you can't see your toes, you just shuffle them out a bit. And this, make sure that your thighs do not feel like over a 5, because you're going to be here for a bit, and it's going to intensify as you're there. Here we're tiring at the thigh muscles. When you're in this position, it's very normal that you might begin to tremor, that you might begin to shake, that sensations like heat or cold or different things may arise. So this is one of the first exercises where we're really tuning in. We're beginning to tune in now. This is at the beginning before we go down onto the mat. Now you see my back here is not resting against anything. You can rest your back against the wall, you can rest your head against the wall, doesn't matter. It's only that your sacrum is your fixed point that's holding you there. Okay, so you want to find a place on the wall? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no, so maybe you haven't got a place on the wall. There's 3 places here. 3 there. And you're going to answer the door? Yeah.
There's another one there.
You could do 1, 2, 3 if you don't mind doing so. There's 2 here. Cool. And you move that down. Oh, this is my camera can see it. Oh, you're going to do it against this? Good, great. Mona, come here.
Good thinking.
Well, I might slip on my socks as well.
Oh, you might, yeah.
Maybe this one here.
That's fine. I just do the non-slip.
You get it? So, using our... Yeah, it's just my camera's up against that, so if you push, that might...
There's a block here.
She's stable now.
Do you want to come here? No, not that camera.
Okay.
Alright, we're all good.
Okay. It's not worth it.
Try this one. Just try the wall.
Okay, you're lighter. Cool. Okay, so again, we're starting here, right? Getting your feet. 1, 2. Hip it apart. Against the wall. Alright. 1, 2. Hip it apart. With your hands, you are going to search for that piece of surface behind you, and you're going to sit your sacrum against the wall. Now have a look at your toes. Can you see your... Huh?
It's quite a distance. Anyway.
Bend your knees a bit. Bend your knees. Yeah, come down. Is that too much on the thighs?
No, it's not. It's fine.
You can always come a bit closer if you like. If you feel it's too far, you can come closer. If you can, if you can't see your toes, shuffle your feet out a little bit. Now hip width apart. Hip width apart. Yeah, closing them right up. Because we're working on thighs here. If we go here, we're working on different muscles. So your legs, your hips are in line with your knees are in line with your feet. We're not looking for anything wide here. And make sure that your thighs are not over a 5. Is that okay if you want to?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of a gentle relaxation here. So if it feels comfortable for you, you can close your eyes. If not, keep them open. It's up to you. And remembering that we are doing TRE, and TRE is about a communication with your body. So there may be times when your mind wants to take you into a lovely floaty space and this feels lovely. Don't go there. Don't go there. That's dissociating. You're staying with the body. That's the purpose of TRE. So guiding you through a gentle relaxation, when I call out these body parts, imagining these areas softening. Imagining these areas relaxing. Closing down your eyes if it feels comfortable. And bringing attention to the top of your head. Relaxing your arms down by your side. Relaxing your arms down by your side. And bringing your awareness to your forehead. And allowing any tension you have stored here just to relax and melt away. Your eyelids softening. Your cheeks. Nose. tongue, jaw, inviting relaxation into your neck, into your shoulders, feeling them hang a little heavier, your arms hanging heavy, hands heavy, feeling your chest relaxing, staying with the body, tuning into the sensations that your body is delivering to you now in this moment. Relaxing your belly, leaving it all hang loose. Your shoulders, your lower back, and allowing the surface to support you. Feeling into the flats of your feet. Staying present in the body. I want everyone to open their eyes. Opening your eyes. Opening your eyes. Pushing your hands off against the wall. I want you to go for a short walk. I want you to go for a short walk around the room and paying attention to your feet. Maybe shaking out your body. Before returning to your spot on the wall or surface. And I want you to resume the same position. So taking 1 foot, 2 foot out. Bending those knees and sitting with your sacrum against the wall. And again, relaxing your hands down by your side. Closing down your eyes if it feels comfortable. Taking some time for you and your body. Noticing any difference when you were last on the wall. What happens when you go at your own pace, at your body's pace? You don't push, you don't force. Total relaxation in the body. From here, I want you to put your hands against the wall and bending, pushing yourself off, straightening those legs and keeping your feet where they are. So Moni, you can straighten your legs and bring your feet hip width apart. And I just want you to fold forward. And from here, you're going to come down with a bent knee. I want you to push your hips to the sky. And when you're pushing your hips to the sky, there will be like a trigger point where this starts. Most possibly. Might not happen tonight, but usually there's a place where, try search for it. So by, like, experiment. So folding totally forward. Yeah? And then pushing your hip to the sky and making a slow journey with your hip to the sky. Very, very slowly, and trying to tease out where is that place where you might feel a little bit of action.
Heels flat.
Heels flat on the floor, yeah. And if you find it, hold it. If not, straighten your leg and push your hip to the sky. Lock your knees. From here, you're going to bend your knees generously, bring your hands on top of your knees, pushing your spine up and coming up into standing position. Very, very slowly. Okay, you can check it out if you like, whatever feels good for your body. If you need to walk it off a bit or if you need to shake it out, please do so. I'm going to be demonstrating the mat sequence now, which you're all very familiar with, but I'll just give a quick run through again. So when you first arrive on the mat, you're going to lie down completely. You can keep your eyes closed, you can open them. The most important thing is you just come into a state of relaxation. It's Shavasana in yoga. Next position I'll be cueing is bringing your feet together, the soles of your feet together, and your knees will drop out as far as they can. And the main point is to keep the soles of your feet connected. I will then cue you to lift your hips up. You're only lifting your hips up an inch, 2 at the max. We're not looking for something up here, we're only looking just to lift it up. The lifting up activates your psoas. You only need very, very little lift. The next thing I will cue is bringing your hips back down. And when you're in this position, it's very normal for your hips to go left, your hips to go right. You could start bouncing and tremoring. A lot of things can happen. Very normal. Next, you bring your hips back down, and I will ask you to bring your knees an inch or 2 closer together. You will hold it here for some time, and then I'll ask you again to bring your knees an inch or 2 closer together, and finally an inch or 2 closer together. My pants are pretty tight on the crotch, so I'm ending very close in because I can't go out so wide, but it'll be different for all of you and how far you can open out. Then you'll be placing your feet flat on the floor, hands down by your side, and here you wait. Now you're all very accustomed to this, so you know that tremoring, shaking, sensations, shallow, deep. Ask yourself, where is the sensation starting from? Where is the sensation ending? Be very curious, and to help you be curious, ask questions. This is your body, and this is your body communicating to you. After that point in time, I'm going to, when we finish, you'll lie down to integrate everything. Now, it could be lying down, or if it's more comfortable to be in fetal, or if it's more comfortable to be seated up, you choose whatever way you want to end the session. So I will cue you as always, but just so again you have something in your mind as a reference. Okay? So to begin, find your pace and just lie down. So legs are flat. Lovely. Legs are straight out in front of you, flat. Arms down by your side. And your eyes can be opened or closed. If they are closed, even if they're open, stay with the body. Do not go off into floaty, dreamy land. Resist it and stay with the sensations in your body. So feeling into the weight of your body against the ground. And stand by your side. Feeling into the back of your head, your shoulders, your lower back, your legs, staying with the body, staying with the body. Your heels. And bringing the soles of your feet together. So you're going to bend your knees, bringing the soles of your feet together and dropping your knees outwards. So the soles of your feet are connected. Lovely. And your knees drop outwards. Keeping the soles of your feet connected. And just trying to rest and settle. Rest and settle. Feeling into any sensations in your body. Keeping your hips down for now, Katrine. Keep your hips down for now.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking. That's why
Okay,
I'm
okay.
you know. I'm making myself.
Just relaxing the body first. Can you hear that? Is that too low? Is that too low? That's too low. I'll speak louder. Okay, from here, you're going to pick your hips up off the ground about an inch. Picking your hips up off of the ground, soles of your feet are connected. Fionn, you can bring your feet a bit further from you. Yeah. And pick your hips up. Lovely. Just an inch off the ground. Staying with the body, staying with the process. Any bouncing, tremoring, swaying, very normal here. You okay? Does that hurt?
No, you know when you start feeling your vertebral muscle. You shouldn't be
And put your hips back down. Bring your feet further. Your feet further. Very close. In further. 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 That's it. Easy, easy on yourself. Yeah. And bring your hips back down to the ground. Lovely. Hips back down to the ground. And now you're going to bring your knees 2 inches closer together, keeping the soles of your feet connected. Okay, 2 inches. There's 3 stages, 2 inches. Keeping the soles of your feet together. Bringing your knees 2 inches closer together. And holding them there. Okay. Opening your eyes. If your eyes closed, open your eyes. If you have your eyes open, close your eyes. Which helps you stay with the body. Stay in this present moment. Bringing your knees 2 inches closer together. Last increment. And holding it here. Quite easy. So your knees should be, yeah, and hold them here. And now separating your feet, keeping your knees bent, and placing your feet flat on the ground, hip width apart. Separating your feet, keeping the knees bent, and placing your feet flat on the ground. And here we will stay. I'm going to put my hands on your hips, is that okay? And I'm going to push down on your hips. I'm going to stand on you. Tell me if that's too much. That's okay for you? What are you experiencing? What are you experiencing?
What am I experiencing? Loosening of extremely tight areas in my back of my hip.
Really? What are you experiencing? What about here in your torso? I would like you to grab them on your hands. If you can see me do that for a minute or two.
Can I hold tight?
No, to grab, just like this.
Oh yeah.
Okay? And if you need to, you can move down here
Yeah.
as well. Okay? Are you with me? What are you experiencing? Sleeping? Okay, straighten your legs. Straighten your legs. And sit up. And go have a glass of water. Are you feeling it? What are you experiencing?
It's sort of moving in my body. There's no place. I don't know where up and it's a bit busy. No, a few odd sensations. Otherwise, I'm aware of the points that I'm touching. This.
Okay, you okay, Sue? Keep your hands on the
I'm feeling my body move.
Good. Keep the same body. So you can put this cushion underneath you. So just underneath your chest. And turn your leg down. And your chest, is that comfortable for you?
A little bit higher.
Higher?
Up, higher, chest up. touch the floor. That's the chest is anything. Stay like that now. Stay like that. Do an extra hand side or side. How are you feeling now? Okay, cool. I feel like you should take a break for like a moment. So, maybe sit for a while. Can you keep your hands open?
Here.
On the shoulder. Okay.
On my head. Is it a lot of energy on the surface?
Yeah, put my hands in there. I feel okay. Change the way.
In my shoulders more than in my head.
Okay, very good. Smile. You can have a smile. Thanks. Still moving to your shoulders. Very good. Still your shoulders.
As nice as can be. I can feel my shoulders and my head now. Feel everything on it.
Okay, great. Okay. Maybe turn it to your shoulders so you're moving the energy down. But keep the focus here. And just see what happens. If it comes, turn the chair yourself, put your hand down on your forehead. Okay? Sit there behind me. Your forehead. Waiting.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice, amazing.
Starting with the center and the diet. First one and then sometimes in the arms. Go to the legs. Between the legs.
No.
Well, now shaking my upper palms. Then also lower legs.
Place my hands either side of your knee.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to push as hard as you can. As hard as you can. Until you're tired to stop. When you're tired to stop.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you're still changing.
So up and down, moving on the joint. So move it.
Tune in on that. That's it.
Huh?
Tune in on that. That's it.
Huh?
Okay.
Okay.
No more faster.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Good. There was a lot of climbing on the legs and how good less.
I can tell my left feel as if I'm vibrating anyway and doing what,
You feel that?
as if I'm vibrating.
Yeah.
Everything.
Which you are. You don't have to be external.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you're doing? And where you'd like to place your hands?
Well, maybe.
There. Okay. Would you like me to place my hands on you?
Yes, I'm okay.
Okay. Good. Is that helping you?
Yeah.
I would like everyone to pause.
What are you pausing?
If you straighten your legs. It's called tea time. So you can roll over onto your side and push yourself up, and I'd like you all just to have a little break and go for a walk. And when you go for a walk, I want you to feel into your feet against the ground. Great, great. So you're all very enthusiastic for this walk. No one has signed up for it. Good. So just feeling into your feet. I know. Don't we all? Look at that. Put me to work. Here we're showing your body it's safe. Here we're showing your body you can stop it at any time. Okay? So feeling your feet against the ground, you're grounding again. Okay? You're coming back into this moment. We're all a little bit sleepy. Took us a while to get off the mat. It's not a good place to be in. We want to be here when our body's shaking. We want to be with it. We want to be able to jump off that mat. So walking around. Come on, walk around. Let's walk around. Let's do this. Yes, walk. There we go. Yeah. You little chances. I was like it. You're poking at my throat make lives of it, huh? Okay, great. We'll play that down now. Thanks very much for that repertoire. 5 stars. The lady? Yes. Laying back down. Placing your feet flat. Bending your knees and your feet flat. And again, just relaxing. Relaxing. Not expecting anything, not waiting for anything. Just observing what naturally arises in the body. So bending the knees and keeping the feet flat. And then I'll remove that cushion from you.
My left side started working. Okay. And quite my side. Okay. So that's there. I think it's because of diet. Oh. So not too long ago. That's fine. Just move on. 3 minutes. And I will just leave it to you. Okay? Finish your maybe.
Okay.
Trying as best as you can just to relax and let everything stop.
So we'll just be here for a few more minutes before we end and you go into your lovely little position, whatever that is.
Has anything changed for you, or has it been the same? Has anything changed for you, or has it been the same?
Central muscle cycle.
So it's good.
Right, for those who don't have their legs straightened, please straighten your legs. And we're going to conclude it there for this evening. So if it's most comfortable for you to be in Shavasana lying down, please stay like this. If you would like to curl up into fetal or sit up, whatever way you feel most comfortable, and just to rest here for a few moments. Again, staying with the body. We're not looking for floaty, dreamy, continuing to tune into the sensations that you feel, that your body is presenting to you now.